Good morning, students. So we have been discussing about the fifth unit, classical theorems. So in this theorem, we have discussed about Wilson's theorem. The statement of Wilson's theorem is, if P is a prime, then P minus 1 factorial is congruent to minus 1 under mod P. And also we worked out some problems based on Wilson theorem. So in the continuation, the last class we discussed one more theorem, Fermat's little theorem. The statement of Fermat's little theorem is, if P is a prime and A be any integer such that P does not divide A, then A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Okay. So look at the statement of Fermat's little theorem. If P be a prime and A be any integer such that P does not divide, okay, so then only we can write A to the power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod. Suppose in the Fermat's theorem, both sides multiplying by A, at the time the left side will become A into A power P minus 1 is congruent to A mod P. A into P power minus 1 means A power P. So A power P is congruent to A mod P. Okay. So which is also, you have to remember, if A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Okay. So the one more note is, if you multiplying both sides here, you can get A power P. A power P is congruent to A mod P. Okay, so A power P is congruent to A mod P. So this result will be applied while working out the problem. Okay, so A power P is congruent to A mod P. So which is also the another form of Fermat's little theorem. Okay. So based on the Fermat's little theorem, so we have seen corollary 1, if P and Q are distinct primes, then P power Q minus 1 plus Q to the Q power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod PQ. Okay. So this proof was explained in the last class. Then corollary 2, if P and Q are distinct primes, then prove that P power Q plus Q power P is equal to P plus Q mod PQ. Okay, in the previous corollary, I have proved P power Q minus 1 plus Q power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 under mod PQ. Here we are going to prove P power Q plus Q power P is congruent to P plus Q mod PQ. Okay. So we know the statement of Fermat's little theorem. Write down the statement of Fermat's little theorem. A power P minus 1 congruent to 1 mod P. Okay. Here P and Q are distinct primes which are given. So first, initially I have assumed Q is a prime. Okay. Q is a prime. P be any integer. And Q does not divide P. Since Q is prime and Q does not divide P, so then we can write by using the Fermat's little theorem, P power Q minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod Q. Okay, so P power Q minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod Q, which is written by using the statement of Fermat's little theorem. So now both sides multiplying by P. Okay, both sides multiplying by P in the left side, P into P power Q minus 1, which becomes P power Q is congruent to the right side, P into 1 P mod Q. This is equation 1. This is considered equation 1. Then we know that P is congruent to 0 mod P. Okay, Obviously you all know P is congruent to 0 mod P. When P is dividing by P, you can get the remainder 0. Okay, therefore P is congruent to 0 mod P. And also 0 is congruent to P. Okay, P is congruent to 0 mod P. In another form, P is congruent to P mod P. Okay, P is congruent to P mod P. So now then P is congruent to P mod P. Then P power anything is congruent to P mod P. Okay, P power anything is congruent to P mod P. Therefore, we can write P power Q is congruent to P mod P. This is equation 2. Then already we have studied A is congruent to B mod M. Okay, A is congruent to B mod M. This implies A is congruent to B mod LCM between M and N. Okay, so from equation 1 and 2, we can write P power Q. P power Q is congruent to P mod of the LCM between P and Q. That is the LCM between P and Q, which will become P into Q, since P and Q are distinct primes. Okay, that's for the LCM between P and Q. It can be received by multiplying the two distinct primes. So P power Q is congruent to P mod PQ. Then similarly, this by the same process applied, we can get Q power P is congruent to Q mod P. This is equation 4. And Q is congruent to 0 mod Q. Obviously, we know when Q is dividing by Q, you can get the remainder 0. So again, we are able to write Q power P. So increasing to the power P. So Q power P, which is also congruent to Q under mod Q. Which is numbered equation 5. So by using equation 4 and 5, you can get Q power P is congruent to Q under mod PQ. Okay. Now equation, the linear congruence 3 and the linear congruence 6. Okay, both will be added. So P power Q plus Q power P is congruent to P plus Q. Here mod value is LCM of P and Q. LCM of P and Q is P into Q. So we have proved P power Q plus Q power P is congruent to P plus Q mod PQ. Okay. So which is the second corollary, which was proved by applying the statement of Fermat's-Little theorem. Okay. The corollary 1 and 2 will be used for solving the problems. Okay. If P and Q are distinct primes, then P power Q minus 1 plus Q power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod PQ. The second corollary is, if P and Q are distinct prime, then we can write P power Q plus Q power P is congruent to P plus Q under mod PQ. So next we'll move on to the problems. Find the remainder when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17. Okay. So all the problems are interesting problems. So you can enjoy the session. So find the remainder when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17. Okay. Just you have to form the linear congruence. 2 power 1000 is congruent to some value under mod 17. Okay. At the 2 power 1000 is congruent to some value. That is the remainder. That is the remainder when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17. Okay. So by Fermat's-Little theorem, A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Here A is equal to 2. Okay, P is the divisor 17, and the condition for Fermat's little theorem is 17 does not divide 2. Okay, so look at the statement of Fermat's little theorem. Okay, we can write a power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p when p does not divide. When p does not divide. Okay, so here p is 17. So see, 17 is does not divide 2. If 17 does not divide 2, then we can write 2 power 17 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 17. Okay, a power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. So here instead of a, 2 instead of p is 17. So 2 power 17 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 17. So 17 minus 1, 16. So 2 power 16 is congruent to 1 mod 17. Okay. So 2 power 16 is congruent to 1 mod 17. By using this result, we are going to find the remainder when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17. So 2 power 1000. Okay. So by using the division algorithm, when 1000 is dividing by 16, when 1000 is dividing by 16, you can get the quotient as 62 and the remainder as 8. So 1000 can be written as 16 into 62 plus 8. Okay, 1000 can be written as 16 into 62 plus 8. So 2 power 16 into 62 plus 8. So you know the basic rule of algebra, a power m plus n. A power m plus n means a power m into a power n. So here 2 power 16 into 62 into 2 power 8 can be written. Okay. Then so another rule, basic algebra. Another rule for basic algebra, a power m into n is equal to a power m the whole power n. So therefore 2 power 16, 2 power 16 into 62 can be written 2 power 16 whole power 62. But 2 power 16 is congruent to 1. So therefore, replacing 2 power 16 as 1. So 1 power 62 into 2 power 8. So 1 power 62, 1. Okay, 1 power anything 1. Then 2 power 8. 2 power 8 can be written as 2 power 4 into 2 power 4. 2 power 4 as 16. So 16 into 16 under mod 17. So already we have the result. Then 16. When 16 is dividing by 17, you can get the remainder minus 1. When 16 is dividing by the mod value 17, you can get the remainder minus 1. So 16 is congruent to minus 1. So minus 1 into minus 1 the whole square, that is plus 1. So 2 power 1000 is congruent to 1 mod 17, which means when 2 power 1000 is dividing by 17, you can get the remainder 1. Okay. So we received the required solution. So when 2 power 1000 is divisible by 17, the remainder will be 1. Okay. Then second problem, find the remainder when 193 to the power 183 is divisible by 19. Okay. So this problem will also be solved like previous problem. So by Fermat's little theorem, a power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. So 193. Here a value is, so 193, here the base is 193, the power is 183. So 193, then 193 is dividing by 19. So 10 19s are 190, you can get the remainder 3. So when 193 is congruent to 3, mod 19. So 193 is congruent to 3 mod 19. Here the dividend is 193 to the power 183. So increasing the power in both sides 183. So 193 to the power 183 is congruent to 3 power 183 mod 19. Okay. So in this problem, so we want when 193 to the power 183 is divisible by 19, we want the remainder. Okay. So it is enough to find the remainder for when 3 power 183 is dividing by 19. Okay. When 3 power 183 is dividing by 19, you can get the remainder. Okay. The same remainder. Okay. The same remainder will be when 193 to the power 183 is divisible by 19. Okay. Since we proved 193 to the power 183 is congruent to 3 to the power 183 under mod 19. Okay. So here 3 power 183 mod 19 by using, for which we have to apply the Fermat's Little theorem. Here A is 3, P is equal to 19. So 19 does not divide 3. So by using the Fermat's Little theorem, A power P minus 1 is congruent to mod P. Here A value is 3. So 3 power 19 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 19. So 19 minus 1 is 18. So 3 power 18 is congruent to 1 mod 19. So now 3 power 3. So taking 3 power 183. Okay. So 3 power 183 can be written as 3 power. So 183 can be written as 180 plus 3. 180 plus 3. The next step 3 power 180 into 3 cube. So 3 cube means 27. So 3 power 180 can be written as 3 power 18 to the power 10. Okay. Now 18 tens are 180. So 3 power 180 can be written as 3 power 18 to the power 10. So 3 power 18 is congruent to 1. 3 power 18 is congruent to 1. So therefore 1 power 10 into 27. So when 27 is dividing by 19, you can get the remainder 8. So 27 is congruent to 8 under mod 18. So 3 power 183. So 3 power 183 is congruent to 8 mod 19. So 3 power 183 is congruent to 8 mod 19, which means when 3 power 183 is dividing by 19, you can get the remainder 8. Okay. Actually, so 3 power 183. So 3 power 183, which is congruent to 193 to the power 183. So when 193 to the power 183 is dividing by 19, you can get the remainder 8. You can get the remainder 8. Or since 193 to the power 183 is congruent to 3 power 183. Okay. So both 193 to the power 183 and 3 power 183. So both will be dividing by 19. You can get the remainder 8 only. So we'll move on to the next problem. The third problem, find the remainder when 31 to the power 1706 is divided by 23. So first, so 31, actually 31 is more than the given divisor. Therefore, 31 is congruent to 8 under mod 23. You know, when 31 is dividing by 23, you can get the remainder 8. Therefore, we are able to write 31 is congruent to 8 mod 23. So now, both side increasing to the power 1706. So 31 to the power 1706 is congruent to 8 to the power 1706 mod 23. Okay. Now in the question, they have asked the remainder for when 31 to the power 1706 is dividing by 23. Okay. So it is enough to find the remainder to when 8 power 1706 is dividing by 23. Okay. So 8 power 1706 mod 23. Here A value is 8, P value is 23. So P does not divide 8. It means 23 does not divide 8. So we can apply the Fermat-Little theorem. So 8 power 23 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 23. So 8 power 22 is congruent to 1 mod 23. 8 power 22 is congruent to 1 mod 23. So now we want the remainder for 8 power 1706 which is dividing by 23. So write down 8 power 1706 is congruent to 8 power by division algorithm. The 1706 1706, okay, which will be divided by 22, you can get the remainder 12. So by the division algorithm, 1706 can be written as 22 into 77 plus 12. So then the next step we can write 8 power 22 the whole power 77 into 8 power 12. Okay. So 8 power 22. Look at here, 8 power 22 is congruent to 1 mod 23. So therefore, we can write 8 power 22 is congruent to 1. So 1 power 77. 1 power 77, 1 into 8 power 12 mod 23. So 8 power 12 can be written as 8 power 8 square the whole power 6. So 8 square is 64. So 64 to the power 6. So when 64 is dividing by 23, you can get the remainder minus 5. Okay, which means 64 is congruent to minus 5. Minus 5 to the power 6. Minus 5 to the power 6. Minus 5 to the power 6 can be written as minus 5 whole square then whole cube. Minus 5 the whole square 25. So 25 power 3. 25 to the power 3 mod 23. So when 25 is dividing by 23, you can get the remainder 2. So 25 is congruent to 2. Then 2 cube. So 2 cube is 8. So when 8 power 1706 is congruent to 8 mod 23, which means when 8 power 1706 is dividing by 23, you can get the remainder 8. But 8 power 1706. 8 power 1706 is congruent to 31 to the power 1706. Therefore, when 31 to the power 1706 is dividing by 23, which is also getting the same remainder 8. Okay. So you have found the remainder when 31 to the power 1706 is dividing by 23 is 8. For the next, problem, find the ones digit in the base 7 expansion of 5 to the power 101. Okay. So by Fermat's Little theorem, if P does not divide A, then we can write a power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. Okay. Then the ones digit in the base 7 expansion of 5 power 101 is the remainder of 5 power 101 is divided by 7. Okay. So here a is equal to 5, p is equal to 7. So 7 does not divide 5. Then we can apply the Fermat's-Little theorem. So 5 to the power 7 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 7, which means 5 power 6 is congruent to 1 mod 7. So now 5 power 101. So 5 power 101. So 101. Now 101 is dividing by 6. You can get the remainder 5. So 101 by division algorithm, the 101 is equal to 6 into 16 plus 5. So 5 into 6 into 5 to the power 6 into 16, which can be written as 5 power 6 the whole power 16 into 5 to the power 5. So 5 power 6 is congruent to 1. So 1 power 16, 1, 5 power 5. So 5 power 5 can be expressed as 5 square into 5 square into 5. That is 25 into 25 into 5. But when 25 is dividing by 7, you can get the remainder 4. So 25 is congruent to 4. So 4 into 4 into 5. Then 4 into 5. 4 5s are 20. So 4 into 20. When 20 is dividing by 7, you can get the remainder 6. So 4 into 6. So 4 into 6 are 24. Again, 24 will be divided by 7. You can get the remainder 3. So 5 to the power 101. 5 to the power 101 is congruent to 3 mod 7. So which is the 3 is the one digit in the base 7 expansion of 5 to the power 101. Okay. So find the remainder when 5 power 101 is divisible by 7. So this question can be asked in another form. Find the ones digit in the base 7 expansion of 5 power 101. Okay. So the question is similar as when 5 power 101 is divisible by 7. At the time they are asking the remainder. So compute the least residue of 2 power 340. Compute the least residue of 2 power 340 under mod 341. Okay. So which is as the we have discussed as the previous problems. Find the remainder when 2 power 340 is divisible by 341. Okay. The same type of question asked in this form. Compute the least residue. Okay. So compute the least residue means find the remainder. So 2 power. So in the solution, first write down the Fermat's-Little theorem. A power p minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod p. The condition is p does not divide a. So 341. So 341, which is the product of 11 and 31. 11 and 31. 11 and 31 are two distinct primes. So 11 times of 31, that is 341. And here the base is 2. That is a is equal to 2. Here 2 primes, 11 and 31. So 11 does not divide 2 and also 31 does not divide 2. So by using the Fermat's-Little theorem in the both cases. So 2 power 11 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 11. Okay. So 2 power 11 minus 1. So 2 power 10. So 2 power 10 is congruent to 1 mod 11. In the question they have given find the least residue of 2 power 340. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 2 power 340 can be written as 10 into 34. 10 into 34. So 2 power 10 into 34, which is congruent to 2 power 10 the whole power 34. But 2 power 10 is congruent to 1. So 1 power 34, 1. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 under mod 11. Okay. So now again, so one more prime is 31. Since 341 is product of 11 and 31. So another prime 31 by using, and also 31 does not divide 2 by Fermat's little theorem. 2 power 31 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 31. So 31 minus 1 is 30. So 2 power 30 is congruent to 1 under mod 31. So you want the least residue of 2 power 340. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 2 power 30 into 11 plus 10. Okay. So now 2 power 30 into 11 into 2 power 10. So a power m plus n means a power m into a power n. Then a power m into n is equal to a power m the whole power n. Then so by using 2 power 30 into 11 can be written as 2 power 30 whole power 11 into 2 power 10. So 2 power 30 is congruent to 1. So 1 power 11. 1 power 11 into 2 power 10. So 2 power 10. 2 power 10 can be written as 2 power 5 into 2 power 5 under mod 31. 2 power 5 is 32. So 32 into 32. But when 32 is dividing by the mod value 31, you can get the remainder 1. So 1 into 1. So 32 is congruent to 1. 1 into 1, 1. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 under mod 31. Okay. So already we have studied the theorem. If A is congruent to be mod M1 and A is congruent to be mod M2, then we can write A is congruent to be mod the LCM of M1 and M2. That is LCM of M1 and M2 is M1 into M2. So here 2 power 340. 2 power 340 So 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 under mod 11, and also we have proved 2 power 340 is congruent to under mod 31. So both can be combined together. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 under mod LCM of 11 and 31. So LCM of 11 and 31 is 11 into 31, that is 341. So 2 power 340 is congruent to 1 under mod 341. So 1 is the least residue of 2 power 340 under mod 341. The next problem, prove that 5 to the power 501 plus 6 to the power 601 is divisible by 11. So given that 5 to the power 501 plus 6 to the power 601. So which is divisible by 11 means the remainder should be 0. So when 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is dividing by 11, its remainder should be 0. Okay. So then only we can say that 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is divisible by 11. So by Fermat's little theorem, if P does not divide A, then we can write A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Here A values are 5 and 6. Okay. Always base values will be considered as A. So here A values are 5 and 6. So P, the divisor is P is equal to 11, and so 11 does not divide 5, and also 11 does not divide 6. So first we can write 5 to the power by using Fermat's little theorem, 5 to the power A power P minus 1. So here 5 to the power 11 minus 1. 11 minus 1 is 10. So 5 power 10 is congruent to 1 mod p value is 11. So 5 power 11 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 11. That is 5 power 10 is congruent to 1 mod 11. So now 5 power 501. 5 power 501. So 501 means 501 by division algorithm. 501 can be written as 10 into 50 plus 1. 10 into 50 plus 1. So 5 power 10 into 50 plus 1, which is congruent to 5 power 10 whole power 50 into 5. So already we have the result. 5 power 10 is congruent to 1. So 1 power 50, 1. Then 1 into 5, 5. So 5 power 501 is congruent to 5 under mod 11, which will be considered equation 1. So now another a value, 6. Okay, so 11 does not divide 6. So by Fermat's-Luttil theorem, we can write 6 to the power 11 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 11. So 11 minus 1 is 10. So 6 power 10 is congruent to 1 mod 11. Then they have given 6 power 601. So 6 power 601 is equal to, so by division algorithm, 601 is 6 into 10 plus 6 more. Actually, 601 means 6 into 100. Okay, wow. For 6 into 6 power 601 can be written as 6 into 100 plus 1. 6 into 100 plus 1 nama. Okay, wow. So we can write 6 power 100 whole power 6 into 6 power 1. 6 power 100 whole power 6 into 6 power 1. So 6 power 100 means 6 power 10 the whole square. 6 power 10 is congruent to 1. So therefore 1 square the whole power 6, that is 1 into 6 power 1, 6. So 6 power 601 is congruent to 6 under mod 11. So now the equation 1 and 2. The equation 1 and 2 will be added. The left hand side of congruence will be 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is congruent to 5 plus 6 mod 11. 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, so 11. So when 11 is dividing by the mod value 11, you can get the remainder 0. Okay, so 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is congruent to 0 mod 11, which means when 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is dividing by 11, you can get the remainder 0. So therefore, we can say that 5 power 501 plus 6 power 601 is divisible by 11. It's divisible by 11. So we have proved. By any doubt in this problem? Here in this problem, 6 power 601. Actually 6 power 601 is congruent to 6 power 10 whole 6 power 100 whole power 6. Okay, you can note it down. 6 power 100 whole power 6 into 6 power 1. Okay, so instead of 6 power 100 whole power 6, here by mistake only here they have written 6 power 6 whole power 10. Actually 6 power 100 whole power 6. So the next problem, find the remainder when 3 power 4 plus 5 square divided by 15. Find the remainder when 3 power 4 plus 5 square divided by 15. So already we have the, so in this problem can be received the remainder by using the corollary one. If P and Q are distinct primes, then P power Q minus 1 plus Q power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 under mod P into Q. Here, the first P is 3 and Q is equal to 5. P is 3 and Q is equal to 5. So we can write P power Q minus 1. So 3 power 5 minus 1 plus Q power P minus 1. So 5 power 3 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 3 into 5. 3 into 5 is 15. The left hand side of congruence. So 5 minus 1 4. So 3 power 4 plus 3 minus 1 2. So 5 square is congruent to 1 mod 50. Okay. So here the remainder is 1. Here the remainder is 1. Remainder is 1 when 3 power 4 plus 5 square is dividing by 15. Okay. So it can be verified by actual division. Okay. So we are going to find the remainder 3 power 4 plus 5 square, which is dividing by 15. Okay. So in this problem, we can get the remainder by using the actual division. Actually, 3 power 4 plus 5 square. 3 power 4 81. 5 square is 25. That is 106. So 106. So now then 106 is, when 106 is dividing by 15, you can get the remainder 1. When 106 is dividing by 15, you can get the remainder 1. Okay, which is the actual division. Okay. Actually, in this problem, we don't want the actual division. Already we have the corollary one. Okay, by using the corollary one, we can get the remainder the simply way. The next problem. So the 8th one. So this problem, which is also we can get the remainder by using the corollary one. So find the remainder when 23 to the power 42 plus 43 to the power 22 is divided by 989. So what is the statement of corollary one? If P and Q are distinct prime, then we are able to write P to the power Q minus 1 plus Q to the power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod PQ. So here P is equal to 23 and Q is equal to 43. So then we are able to write 23 to the power 43 minus 1 plus 43 to the power 23 minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod 23 into 43. So 23 into 43 is 989. So in the left side 23 power 42 plus 43 power 22 is congruent to 1 under mod 989. So here the remainder is 1. So here the remainder is 1 for 23 power 42 plus 43 to the power 22 is dividing by 989. And the next problem, prove that 12 plus 15 to the power 17 is congruent to 12 power 17 plus 15 power 17 under mod 17. Okay. So now, so given that by using the Fermat-Little theorem, if P does not divide A, we can write A to the power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. Okay. So A power P minus 1 is congruent to 1 mod P. The another form of Fermat-Little theorem is A power P is congruent to A mod P. Okay. Simply multiplying both sides by A, you can get A power A into A power P minus 1, that is A. Is congruent to A into 1 A. So A power P is congruent to A mod P. Here, in this problem, the mod value is 17. So therefore, P is equal to 17. So what are the given bases? 12 and 15. So here, A values are 12 and 15. So 12 power 17. So 12 power 17 is congruent to 12 mod 17 by using Fermat-Little theorem. Since A power P is congruent to A mod P, therefore 12 power, so 17 is prime. So 12 power 17 is congruent to 12 mod 17. In a similar way, we can write 15 to the power 17 is congruent to 15 under mod 17. Okay. Then the summation 12 plus 15, whose summation is 27. So 27 to the power 17, which is also congruent to 27 mod 17. Okay. So now the left hand side. So the left hand side 12 plus 15 the whole power 17. So taking the left hand side 12 plus 15 is 12 plus 15 whole power 17 is congruent to 12 plus 15 is 27. 27 to the power 17 mod 17. 27 power 17 is congruent to 27. Okay. So 27 power 17 is congruent to 27 mod 17. So by using the result, you can get 27 power 17 is congruent to 27 under mod 17. 27 can be written as 12 plus 15. Okay. 12 plus 15. 27 was expanded 12 plus 15. So you know, actually 12 is congruent to 12 power 17 and 15 is congruent to 15 power 17. The next step we can write 12 is congruent to, so mod can be applied separately term wise. Okay, 12 mod 17 plus 15 mod 17. The next step 12 mod 17 can be written as 12 power 17 since 12 is congruent to 12 power 17. So 12 mod 17 can be written as 12 power 17. Then 15 mod 17 can be written as 15 to the power 17 mod 17. So 12 plus 15 whole power 17 was expressed as 12 power 17 plus 15 power 17 under mod 17. So which is proved. So which is proved by using Fermat's little theorem. So students, do you have any doubt? Or do you have any doubt? Wilson theorem and Fermat's little theorem, and we have many problems based on Fermat's little theorem and Wilson's theorem. Okay. So I am eagerly waiting to clarify your doubts. So the remaining we'll see in the next class. Thank you.